Alright, so we made it through last night, staying in our same campsite. Today, Natalie's trying to get us into a cabin. We all three crammed into that Mountain Smith ground tent that we have. And now I'm taking the trailer down to Fabrication, and we're going to try to get the rest of the work done on it, and hopefully be in a cabin tonight, because it was windy last night. We were crammed in there, and the trailer's empty, so all the stuff we have in the trailer is either crammed into this truck, Natalie's car, or it just doesn't fit, so it's in Rubbermaid boxes sitting on the ground. Back down in Colorado Springs at Fabrication, got the trailer dropped off, have walked over everything with Randy, all the things we're going to do. He's got some awesome ideas, so let's go show you what we're going to do. So first thing here is a bike rack. If you guys recall, we had the rack up on top of the trailer for bikes. We're going to put solar up on the roof, so we're going to have 200 watts of solar on there. It is the Bouge RV CIGS SIG solar. That's in this box right over here. So we're going to get that up on the roof. That'll just permanently be charging. Really excited about that, especially since we've tested out the 100 watt panel. That does a great job for us. 200 watts obviously going to be even better. We are putting on a different UV filter for pulling out river water and filling our tank. The other one, it just leaks. It's a poor design. I bought it really quickly. The reviews on it, had I looked before, well, I would have seen they weren't really good. All right, so our next area is kind of really inside here, where the Truma, that's where the Truma combi sits. We're going to capture all 4 air ducts from it, and we're going to take all of that air and run it out through here into each tent. We were getting an error code that was saying block duct, block duct. Well, we had 2 of the 4 ducts. We did have them blocked off, not knowing that that unit is so sensitive. Another thing we're going to do is a nose box lid. This diamond plate, we're going to have it powder coated in the white instead of having it black. The black got really hot. This is a bed liner paint, and it just didn't hold up, and it's really hot to stand on, so we're just going to change this whole thing to white to match the rest of the trailer. That's going to look really good. Okay, another thing we're doing with the Truma Combi, down here below, just to make sure we don't have any exhaust backup or anything, the Truma sits on top of the water tank inside of the trailer. The exhaust then goes down, exits out through the bottom of the trailer, and then comes out to the driver's side to exit ultimately to daylight. So what we're going to do down here, you can kind of see the exhaust pipe there. Randy's going to go ahead and put in an exhaust fan inline in that pipe just to move the exhaust. So when the combi kicks on, immediately that fan's going to kick on just to keep pushing that exhaust back. Since we are dropping straight down, it's a little more challenging for that unit. So another little minor thing we're doing here, when the fridge is on this slide, right here, that you can see it's catching the side of this door right here. So then we just pull it over and it comes right on out. But with the fridge on, it becomes a little more difficult. So what we'll do is, Randy's just gonna sand grind this down just so it passes right past there, and anything, if it runs along the side, it's fine. But it's a little bit wider here at the end than it is down on the line of that slide. So then our next area is to figure out, this is where the old spare tire went. Since these tires and rims match up to the ones on the Hummer, we figure we don't need to bring 2 spares with us everywhere we go. Let's just bring 1 spare. So this is going to be where the bike mount racks. This will probably drop down and over, try to center it in the trailer in the back when this door is closed, and give us a little clearance to open with the rack on, maybe even with the bikes on, get some clearance so we can open this and still access our kitchen pretty easily. Also back here, we're thinking on this side is a propane tank, one of these narrow 11-pound propanes, and then Rotopacks over here, because I think they're going to be a little more narrow. So this will be our Rotopack diesels for the trailer to run off of, propane to cook off on Timbo Tuscadal or something similar. Another thing, wanted to show you, this one's pretty exciting. Transfer case for the Hummer H3. Come take a look. This is Behemoth. This is our D300 transfer case. Just showed up. It's almost a thing of beauty. I kind of hate hiding it underneath the H3, but it is what it is. And then coming with that, we get a lot of options. We get the ability to go 2-wheel drive front or rear, the ability of 4 high and 4 low, and this is all at a 4.1 or 4 to 1, sorry, 4 to 1. And then over here, also from Behemoth, is the Strong Box. Strong Box is a doubler, and that gives us even greater crawling gear. So really excited about that. And here, hopefully in the next week or two or so, we get the H3 in, and we actually see if the 6-speed transmission will work. We'll fire it up for the first time here, hopefully within a couple weeks. Okay, so for the next couple days while our trailer is getting worked on, we have booked this right back here. Natalie and Bailey were outside today. I mean, it was windy, really hot, and no real shade in sight because our shade is all gone. So we wanted to do something to make life a little more manageable for the next couple nights. So here we go. What are we in, Bailey? What is this?
The Cindy Bear cabin.
I think it's pretty nice. And then right out here, we have a patio
That has a fire pit and a grill and a seating area.
How do you like it up there?
I really like it.
Cool. You got your own place.
Yep.
All right, so I am making dinner. It's really easy. It's a bag salad that I'm throwing in here. I'm adding some things to it to make it a little more interesting. And I'm heating up the rest of the brisket that was so good.
All right. Oh, it's popping. The brisket smells so good. It is this the best brisket we've ever made?
I think so.
First or second best, for sure, right?
Yeah, maybe best. We've made really good brisket, but
This one's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it just keeps on giving, but this is the end of it, right?
This is it.
Oh, it's a sad day. It's a sad day here at Sar Trail. The brisket is over. We gotta do another one, like tomorrow. All right, got the trailer on back. We're heading back to the Jellystone. I think I said it already. Our family, we're not lucky, we're blessed. Well, we've been blessed in a bunch of different ways. Finding Randy at Cyker Fabrication has just been such an enormous blessing. We tried so many different shops to get work done, and then nobody could do what we wanted to get done, and their prices were ridiculous. And they were coming back with, in my mind, Mickey Mouse versions of what we wanted to get done. And everything we've thought of to do on this trailer that we've come up with, Randy's either said, yes, I can do it, or hey, you know what, I got a better idea than your idea, and he's just made it happen. So, sorry, there's a train over there going by, and it's really noisy, but we're back at the Jellystone. Let me show you what we got done on the trailer, and then we got to start packing this thing back up because tomorrow morning we move out of the cabin. So that black diamond plate that was peeling off is all gone now, and we'll just peel off some of this silicone. Maybe we'll put Bailey on that tomorrow. And then this will be white diamond plate here come next week. And it'll all be back the same diamond plate piece, just in the hammered white paint. Up in here, we added a third Victron MPPT 7515. So we have now 3 smart solar chargers. Okay, next thing we did here on the awning mount that raises up and down, Randy put in this thing here that when we raise it up, then we tighten it down and it locks this into place more, because we were seeing a little bit of sag out toward the end of this awning, and now this is going to take away a lot of that, and that's going to be huge. Another thing that we did up here in the nose box, we got the slide that comes out, and like I showed you guys before, this mount was always catching, and now it's not. So this has just been filed down right here, just so it doesn't catch on the side of this door opening. That thankfully was a super easy fix.
Because Jeff put the biggest refrigerator they make that could possibly fit into that hole.
Look, there'll be no talking from behind the camera today. All right, next thing we did, let's go back up here. So the Truma Combi has 4 air outlets. 2 of them were going in here, 1 of them was capped, and 1 of them was dumping inside of the trailer to maintain temperature inside of there on cold nights. Now 3 of them exit out the front. 1 of them is now dumping still inside the trailer to keep those contents warm, so we'll have no freezing of plumbing or food. Coming out of these two ports, there's going to be tons of air heading up to both tents. So that I'm really excited about. So now this is all changed back here. The rotopacks are now on this side. Oh, we got to make sure we have the keys. I'm sure Randy put them in the box. So our locking rotopacks. This is our diesel for the trailer. Over here is going to be an 11-pound propane, which will sit right here. And you notice the spare tire is gone. We're not going to run with that for at least a while, maybe for a really long while if the bike thing works back here. And then we got our turtleback bag right here. So that's super cool. When we go back next week, we're going to have this bike rack will be back here, and we looked at a bunch of different options. The first option was to have the handlebars hit right about here, and then the bikes are sticking out so far, like, I mean really like this far. And I'm just thinking our departure angle is not good. The bikes stick out really far. So what Randy did was he has now taken the mount, and it's going to be up higher, putting the wheels about this level, putting the handlebars just above the top of the tent, so we snug them in. And we've trimmed 12 inches off of this whole length of these 3 mountain bikes, and we've raised it up to help our departure angle on trails. We'll see. If it doesn't work, I mean, it's complete fabrication. If it doesn't work, they're going to go back up on the roof again. We're really trying to do the impossible of carrying 3 big full suspension mountain bikes on a turtleback trailer. Not ever should that be done, but we're doing it anyway. We're staying with the same UV filter that was in here. And what Randy did was worked on the gaskets that are in it, because it was just leaking and dumping water everywhere. So he changed out the gaskets, put in, doubled up the food grade gaskets, silicone, and hopefully that's going to work now. So then all this, we need to kind of get it clean and repacked, because everything's empty. So next thing happens is down here. So under here, this exhaust. So to make sure that the Truma heater and the Webasto clear their diesel fumes really well, so Randy welded in a Y on this stainless exhaust. And in this end of the Y, he's going to mount in, next time we go see him, a fan. And it's going to pull in cold air, or fresh air, we'll say, right through here, and push it through here, creating a vacuum inside of this exhaust, drawing all that exhaust from the Truma combi straight down and then out this exhaust pipe. So we just wanted to make sure we had no exhaust backing up from the diesel. Webasto diesel, I don't think it's any issue. The Webasto comes from right here, the Truma comes from over here. We just wanted to make sure that the Truma exhaust is exiting and not backing up inside of the compartment of the trailer and then ultimately ending up in our tents. That could be disastrous. And then lastly, but not least, something that I've been really excited about since we ever thought about getting one of these trailers is a solar panel up on the roof. So there we go, 200 watts of the Bouge RV CIGS solar right up there, just sucking in power all day long. We are so close, so we're just a couple hours in his shop away from having the whole thing done. Now, you ready to pack the trailer up, baby?
Yes,
Let's do it.
I am. I missed the trailer. I was only gone for 2 days. I really missed it.
So what do you think, baby? We're almost done?
Are we almost done?
What do you think, baby? We're almost done?
I hope so. Yes. Yes. The next thing I want Randy working on is the Hummer.
All right, so we're sitting up pretty high with the angle of the road and everything. So what I'm going to use is the air suspension and drop this down and make it a little bit easier to load. So we're going to drop everything down to like 25 PSI. Pretty cool feature. This is a turtleback feature, not a modification from us. Is that better?
Much.
You want to go down to 20? Let's go down to 20. We don't really want to go below 20 PSI. That's what they told us, at least, that don't go below 5 PSI. Oh, well, we got plenty of comfort room then. Cool. So we got all this space now we got to fill up. All right. It's been a crazy busy couple days. We're gonna crash one more night here in the cabin, which has been nice. I do have the best wife ever. She was willing to sleep in the ground tent with no shade, with no protection, with no kitchen, with no nothing.
Still doing that.
Well, no, we got our trailer back.
Well,
But the point
we
is,
still sleep there.
yes, but the point is you were willing to do all of that.
Yes.
But we did glamp it a bit because the wind and the sun has been pretty strong, so wanted to do it nice. Now, guys, we're gonna enjoy a great dinner. Today, we got some projects that we're working on. One is the lid to the nose box. We're taking this arm off of here, or this rail system off. This was covered kind of with silicone. Remember, it had the diamond plate on it. The diamond plate is going in to get powder coated white. That way that the surface will last better than that kind of rattle can bedliner stuff that we had, which didn't hold up at all. And it was a really hot surface to stand on. In the process of getting the silicone off, we really kind of gouged up the paint pretty good on it. So we need to get this now sandblasted, media blasted, and then powder coated as well to make it white again, even though most of it's not going to show. All right, so we're going to take this lid off, create out of plywood a temporary lid for here, and then take this thing to get it painted, powder coated. All right, so another thing we have to do is I got to get a haircut. This is really crazy. So I don't know what to do about that right now. So, because we got to get this thing off today, get it down to Randy at Fabricating tomorrow, because it's going to take about a week to get it powder coated. And this project on the trailer, we keep finding one more thing and one more thing that we want to do. And, you know, one more thing is one more week, and then one more thing is one more week. And trying to get it all done here really soon, because I have plans for our family. Get this guy off of here. Perfect. I will say that these new struts that are on here, Randy put these things on. They are maybe 6 pounds stronger than the factory ones from Turtleback, and they are better. Don't ever have to worry about them falling down on anybody's head. Get down a little bit, right there, perfect. Never, when you're taking silicone off of a nice paint job, probably don't use a razor blade to do it. I don't know what we could have used that would have been better, but the razor blade, not the greatest thing to use. All right. Every day, it becomes a little bit less of a turtleback trailer. Here's our makeshift lid to the nose box on the trailer. Actually came out pretty nice. I'm not going to worry about connecting it to the hinges, anything like that, because we're just going to make it where we don't need to get into this box for the next week. On the back here, I'm going to put a fairing strip that will help hold this thing on so it doesn't slide off. And then we'll probably throw a strap over it, a tarp over it, you know, to protect this wood from water too, because we don't want it seeping through and getting water inside of the box here where our electronics and other things are. All right, there we go. It's not perfect, but it's a temporary thing. We needed to make it quick just to get us by. We're gonna take this panel off right here. It's scuffed up, it's got marks, it's worn, and it's plastic. And it just keeps getting more and more beat up. Never really loved this thing. So we're gonna take this down to Randy. He's going to make it out of aluminum. We're gonna redo this piece in white powder coat to match the rest of the trailer, which I really like. We're gonna cut out this section a little bit larger to make room for fire extinguisher. And that's about it. And as luck would have it, well, check it out. These are those kind of four-sided or square bolts that go in. And I have one attachment for four-sided for those square bolts. And it fits. What do you know? I mean, for all I know, everyone in the world is the same size, but I don't think that's the case. So wanted to thank our friend Sean, who lives in that fifth wheel right back over there, for the use of his skill saw and the rest of his tools to help us get this project going, because all of my tools are in storage. So it's starting to get dark now. We're trying to rush. You know, it's not an easy task taking an entire house, sorting through everything you own in the whole world, and picking out what will actually fit in your turtleback trailer and fit in your Hummer H3. And it's a process. It's something we've been learning through this whole thing, and that's why I'm really glad we're living in here right now, because we're able to figure all this stuff out at a really nice slow pace. So I made it home from work today. We got some things we're doing here at camp. Natalie, what are we doing right now?
We got some blueberries on sale, so we took advantage of that. We're gonna wash them and then freeze them.
So we got this new clothesline right here. It's kind of a retractable thing. We'll show you the whole thing at some point, but so far it's really cool. Natalie filled up the sink full of water, did a bunch of sock laundry and a couple other things, I think. So tonight we're doing what we call DIY grill. And we're doing it with steak, so some grass-fed steak. We got mushrooms, onions, and bell peppers. I think that's it, right, baby? First, we got to get everything marinating, and then we're probably going to go over to the pool because it's extremely hot out here. And Natalie got a little heat exhaustion, would you say?
Oh, yeah.
So you want to get in the pool?
I do. All right, so we are getting ready to throw, I've got some cubed steak. It's still a little frozen, but it will defrost by the time we're done. We're gonna throw it into these silicone bags. We've been trying to use these over plastic lately. Okay, I'm gonna pour some avocado oil down in here and some balsamic vinegar, black pepper, some onion granulars. This is garlic powder, a couple pinches of salt. And that is it for the meat.
So silicone bags don't close quite as easily as like a regular Ziploc bag we're finding, but they do, once you get them closed, they don't really leak.
They don't leak.
And Ziploc bags seem to always leak, no matter how well you close them.
All right, so I've got a couple peppers, an onion, and some button mushrooms that we're gonna throw into another bag to marinate. And I'm gonna use the same marinade that I did with the steak. I'm just gonna throw these in whole. All right, just gonna cut this onion up into some wedges.
The key with the onions, well, really all of these things, is to make sure they don't fall through the grate on the grill. So you want them to be big enough.
Gonna close this bag up now, and we'll let this sit while we're at the pool. And when we get back, it will be ready to throw on. And this is such an easy thing to do while you're out camping. You can make this up even before you leave if you wanted, and it's a great meal. So I'm gonna take down the clothesline. It's got a little clip on this end, and I just kind of ran it through.
All right, so while Natalie's doing the clothesline, which we're gonna show you, it's a really cool thing. We've just now used it for the first time, but we really like it. This is what Randy at Fabricating built for us. So when we get rain, the awning flows really well, except in this corner, it pools water. So it means you have to manually come out here and dump it. Even if you have all the lines in, all the rain lines, all the drain lines in, it pools up here. So Randy made this thing right here. It just clips into the back of the tent. It's adjustable so we can make it as tall or short as we need to. And then we just pull it right on out when we're done. And we don't need it if it's not raining. And by the way, this one was my idea. And Randy didn't radically change it. He kind of made exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, it turned out
Usually
good.
he comes up with something much better than mine.
So this is the little container that all of this goes into, and actually there's a ton more rope in it, and it just winds so nice and neatly. This might be my new favorite thing on this trailer. And this winds right back up in here. Okay, it came with this little bag. It also came with a few little tiny clothespins. Also came with these. I'm not sure what they're for. I don't think we will use them. But it all stores nice and neatly right there. It's great.
What are you gonna do?
We're gonna go on the red slide.
See you at the bottom.
See ya. Let's go.
So we ran down a couple slides, got really cold, and then they actually, you know, by the time you acclimate, they shut the park down 2 hours earlier than we thought tonight. So we got cooled off, so at least that's good.
It does feel good. Okay, so I'm gonna divvy up all of this amongst each of us into 3 little dishes, and then everybody can cook their own food that way.
So we got our grill set up here, the Ice Coat grill, and this whole thing started, it was my dad's idea years ago on a more of a tabletop type of grill than this is, but this works as well too. And you just kind of cook your own food, and it means that it's not just we gather around just to eat and somebody spends the whole time cooking. It's like we gather around to cook our food and eat our food too. So it's just more family time together, and that was always like one of my 1 or 2 top favorite meals as a kid, and it still is today. All right, so change of plans. We had really just started cooking and the wind picked up like crazy. Rain is in now. You can probably hear the thunder around us. So we didn't get to eat dinner. We rushed and cleaned everything up, put the awning away, closed up Bailey's tent. We're all down in the ground tent right now.
Yeah.
And we'll try the grilling again another time.
Yeah.
But hey, this is what it's like when you live in a tent.
Yeah.
In Colorado. Hopefully it's gone soon. We can get outside, just get some cereal, call it a night. Granola with some
Banana.
banana, we'll call it a night.